Everyone's mind is incredible at resisting change, and it's also capable of absorbing enormous amounts of stress and keeps us alive in every day-to-day activity. So when does the mind shatter and force a person to change who they inherently are? In my life, the greatest change I've seen in people happens when they hit rock bottom. The Dark Knight by Christopher Nolan encapsulates this idea brilliantly. Through several dark, twisted, and violent self-evaluations, The Dark Knight proves people only change once they truly hit rock bottom. The culprit for all this happening, it's none other than Batman's greatest enemy, the Joker. Now, this applies to everyone in the movie, including the citizens. During an evacuation, the Joker plants bombs on 2 boats carrying criminals and citizens. The catch for both the ships is they have the detonator to the other boat. The inmates hit rock bottom in this scene when they attempt to get the detonator from the guards. Scared, frightened, and wanting a way out, some inmates become restless for a desire to stay alive. The change happens when one inmate steps up to do the deed. Asking for the detonator from the guard, the music heightens as a frightening inmate is shot from a low angle. These mechanics emphasize the radical decision about to happen from the inmate. And once handed the detonator, he throws it off the ship and joins back with his friends. They welcome him into the circle, showing that they agree with the decision and have changed from hitting rock bottom. The citizens hit rock bottom when they decide, by a vote, to blow the inmate ship up. At first, they're depicted in mid-shots with exasperated expressions about how they need to kill the inmates. This shows how they have hit rock bottom and no longer care if their own actions are criminal. The change happens when one citizen decides to blow up the ship. In a close-up that emphasizes the weight of killing these people, the music begins to heighten and builds into a crescendo as he makes his decision. The change on his face is so well framed and acted. He realizes that the horror of what he is about to do is awful, and he rejoins the citizens. They welcome him back and accept that it is better to die with honor than to kill innocent people. District Attorney Harvey Dent hits rock bottom when his girlfriend Rachel dies. From this, he changes into the criminal known as Two-Face. While being dragged out of a building rigged to blow, Harvey is seen in a 2-shot screaming in horror. This shot matches the intensity of the scene perfectly, as he expects his love is about to die. The horror on his face shows him hitting rock bottom from the absolute terror of what is occurring. In the end, he becomes a madman. While holding Commissioner Gordon's son at gunpoint in a 2-shot, Harvey acknowledges the Joker was correct that he himself could fall to evil. Harvey leaves the boy's life to a coin flip, but is apprehended by Batman. The final shot of Harvey's burnt face shows he's truly changed into a monster once he hits rock bottom. Finally, Batman hits rock bottom as well after Rachel's death. The change he makes is to stop following his own rules in order to end the chaos. Bruce is sitting in a corner in his penthouse in a long shot following her death. The long shot in coloration is gloomy and symbolizes the emptiness Batman feels at rock bottom.
Very well then. Yes, mostly.
Should I bring this on her? I was meant to inspire good, not madness, not death. She was gonna wait for me, Alfred. Dan doesn't know.
You spat in the faces.
This dialogue shows just how broken Batman is. The change he has happens from advice Alfred gives him. Earlier, Alfred tells a story about a Burma bandit who was throwing his gems away. At the end of the scene, he finishes the story.
Gotham needs you.
That bandit in the forest in Burma. Did you catch him?
Yes.
How?
We burned the forest down.
The shot symbolizes the lesson Batman has to learn. He has to fight true evil differently than he fights regular criminals. In the end, he proves he has learned his lesson when he kills Harvey to save Gordon's son. The impact of these changes is illustrated beautifully in a 2-shot of Batman and Harvey lying next to each other. One of them is the White Knight, and the other is the Dark Knight, showing that Batman is a changed man. The Dark Knight is a masterpiece. It's a superhero movie, yes, but this is different than any other superhero movie to me. It's grounded in reality, it has real consequences to real actions, and it doesn't just end with everyone holding hands and saying happily ever after. It's a film that has real consequences happen because of the horrors that go on in the movie. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I can't wait to hear what y'all have to say about the films that you reviewed.